The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Habit 1. Be proactive. Being proactive is about taking responsibility for your actions and for your current circumstances. It means that as human beings, we are responsible for our own lives. Instead of blaming others for our conditions or circumstances, we should take responsibility for our own actions. For example, I have woken up late at around 9 a.m. many times despite setting alarms at 7 a.m. When I wake up at 9, I make excuses that my entire day is wasted, or I am most productive in the mornings and it's too late to work now. The day is half gone. I blame my grandma for not waking me up on time. I get frustrated, I get angry, but I didn't wake up on time because I went to bed at 11 p.m. last night. I don't take responsibility for the decisions that I made yesterday and how they affect me today. It's much easier to blame other people and circumstances for our own situation, but we are responsible for our current state in life. You can't control other people, but what you can control is how you react to situations. We have the ability to choose our response, control our lives, and influence our circumstances. You have control over your actions, but you don't get to choose the outcomes of those actions. Just be happy and accept the things that you can control and focus on the things that you can. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. What does it mean to begin with the end in mind? It means that you visualize what you want to accomplish. Almost all the world-class athletes are visualizers. They see it, they feel it, they experience it before they do it. They begin with the end in mind. Here's a quote by Arnold Schwarzenegger. In my mind, I saw my biceps as mountains, enormously huge, and I pictured myself lifting tremendous amounts of weight with these superhuman masses of muscle. Arnold would visualize what he wanted to achieve, believing that this would actually force him to gain muscle size.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
You know, everything is created twice. If you've seen a house being built, you know that the architect starts with the blueprint of the house. Before even touching the earth, he starts with the design and the render of the house. He already knows how the house will look like in the end because the architect creates a computer rendering of the house. In short, have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish. Habit 3. Put first things first. All the things that we do every day can be placed in one of the 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 activities are important and urgent, like a project that's due this week or an urgent call from your boss. Quadrant 2 activities are important but not urgent, like if you're taking courses online or reading self-improvement books. Quadrant 3 activities are not important but urgent, like when your friend is calling you. And Quadrant 4 activities are not important and not urgent at all. They're the things that you do for leisure, like watching TV or checking Facebook. You want to avoid Quadrant 3 and 4, and you want to stay in Quadrant 2 as much as possible. Things that matter the most must never be at the mercy of the things that matter the least. Habit 4. Think win-win. So a few weeks ago, I had an argument with my mother about going to college. She wants me to go to college so I can get a job. On the other hand, I didn't want to go to college because I wanted to get a job as an Android developer, and if I have a couple of apps on the Play Store and write consistently on Android topics, then I would be fine without a degree. I can show the companies that I know my stuff, and I'll be fine without needing a degree at all. We really had a nasty argument, but instead of me compromising or she compromising, we created an alternative solution. I would go to college and I can drop off when I get a high-paying job. I can make videos and write on my blog along with going to college. Habit 4 is about thinking win-win for both parties. You don't accept lose-win situations where you lose and another person wins. You don't accept win-lose situations where you win at the expense of another person's loss. You create a true win-win situation with another person. You need to have the mentality that there is plenty for everyone to share. Our schools are designed for win-lose situations. Like me, most of us get happy when another person receives a lower grade in school, but when someone scores higher than us, we burn from the inside. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Most of us listen at one of the 4 levels. Level 1 is where you ignore another person and you're not listening at all, you're in your own world. Level 2 is where you pretend that you're listening by saying, yeah, right. And level 3 is selective listening, where you only hear certain parts of the conversation while ignoring the rest. And level 4 is attentive listening, where you focus your energy on words. The 5th level of listening is the highest form of listening, which is emphatic listening. Usually when we listen, we either agree or disagree, we ask questions, We present our life experiences or our own autobiography, or we evaluate. Emphatic listening involves putting on another person's lens. You try to experience what another person is feeling. If he or she is in pain, you sense that pain. You connect with another person's heart. Habit 6. Synergize. Habit 6 builds upon habits 4 and 5. When you start to think win-win and you seek to understand first, you cooperate with another person and work together. Synergize means that a sum is greater than the part of the whole. Synergy requires you to value the differences of other people. Have a look at this image. How old do you think the woman is? Is she young? Now have a look at this image. How old do you think the woman is? Is she old? Is she young? And finally, look at this last image. Is the woman old now? Do you see how one person might see a young woman while another person might see an old woman in the second image? You don't see the world as it is, but you see the world as you are. Habit 7. Sharpen the Saw. Habit 7 deals with 4 areas of life. Physical, which involves eating right kinds of food, exercising and taking care of your body. Mental, which involves limiting the amount of TV you watch and developing your brain. It involves continuous education, taking online courses, reading books, and continuously improving your knowledge. Spiritual, which is a very private area of your life. It's your core, your center. It involves practicing habit 2 to recommit to your purpose daily. And finally, you have social/emotional, which involves habits 4, 5, and 6, where you practice creative cooperation, emphatic communication, and finding win-win situations. To summarize, habit 1, be proactive, not reactive. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. Habit 3, put first things first. Habit 4, think win-win. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Habit 6, synergize. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to see more animated book summaries, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you in the next video.